All right, I'm going to call to order the Committee of the Whole for September 8th, 2025. Clerk Boak, could you please do the roll?
Councilmember Brown. Present. Councilmember Spatafor. Councilmember Carter. Here. Councilmember Palivanoglou. Councilmember Garza. Here. Councilmember Cost.
Here.
Councilmember Hussein. Here. Councilmember Jackson. All members present.
All right, thank you. Next, we are on to the minutes. Vice President Carter.
I will make a motion to approve the August 25th minutes as presented.
Okay, fantastic. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye, oppose, passes unanimously. Next, we are on to public comment on agenda items. If you would like to speak on any of the items that are on the agenda tonight, please come up to the podium. You'll have 3 minutes, and if you could please state your name for the record.
Loretta Stanaway, and tonight you have your budget priorities on the agenda, and I understand these are just a precursor of what will come later, but I'll tell you what, it's disappointing to see them as they are. What your role as city governments, whether it's the administration or the council or whomever, your job is to provide for the safety and the quality of life of your residents. The return on investment that we seek is not in these budget priorities. As I've said many times, I think that they need to be first police and fire, second public service, third parks and rec, funded adequately, fully, staffed at 100%, equipment at 100%, training at 100%, and then after all that is funded at the 100% level, then you can go into these other areas of the budget and fund with whatever is left. I would delete $100,000 for full-time legal assistant to help with housing issues. I would delete the GED prep. I would delete staff for sustainability manager. I would delete $75,000 for a feasibility study for a second ward community center, particularly since I have a proposal for that you've all been given before and nobody has responded to. $80,000 for LEDC, $250,000 for facade grants, $100,000 for DEI. When many parts of the country are going away from DEI and unfunding it, you want to add money to it. You're looking at $605,000 right there before you ever get into any line item budget stuff. There's no focus on LED. There's no focus on LPD. There's no focus on staffing and equipment and training them adequately. This $605,000 could fund 6 LPD or 6 LFD or 3 of each. We are not getting a return on investment that we seek. I just paid $2,000 in property taxes, and I am not getting $2,000 worth of services from this city. If we were stockholders, you would be fired. This is just frosting. There's no cake. We want the cake. Thank you.
Do we have anyone else from the public? Seeing no takers, we are going to move on to our discussion action items. The first one up is going to be B, a resolution to set a public hearing for special assessment, Principal Shopping District 2025 roll. I believe we have the assessor here and Kathleen from Downtown Lansing, Inc. Thank you both for being here tonight, and if you can make sure your green light is on. Perfect, and the floor is yours.
Good evening. The role that has been proposed just reflects, can you hear me?
Just a little closer.
The role that was proposed or provided to you is just reflecting the 3% increase for the 2025 role. It has been updated recently to include any name changes or sales that may have occurred.
Okay. Do we have any questions? Yeah. Looks like it's going to be set for September 22nd, public hearing. If there's no further questions, then we'll appreciate you both for walking down here.
Thank you so much.
Vice President Carter?
Yes, I will make a motion for the resolution of setting a public hearing on September 22nd, Special Assessment Principal Shopping District 2025 roll.
Okay, we have proper motion in place. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimously. Next, we are on to item C, which is a lawsuit settlement participation in the Sandios opioid settlement agreement. I believe the city attorney, Mr. Vanker, can speak on this.
Yes, and this will apply to items 5C, D, and E. Each three of these are we are part of a group of plaintiffs. It's not a class action exactly. It's mass tort litigation, and we, in order to proceed, because we are governments, I guess the master overseeing the class, the special master for the court, needs to see a resolution by the legislative body opting into continuing to the settlement. So in all three of these, there's a proposed settlement, or I guess there's a very rough definition of what the proposed settlement looks like. From our end, it's mostly money that we would be receiving, but we are part of a group, and in order for everything to proceed, the court and the parties need to see how many of those groups that were in the plaintiff's class are going to be proceeding to settlement. And so in each of these, there's one for each of the defendant groups. We got Sandoz, Purdue Sackler, and then the last one is the generic manufacturers. And I think some of those resolutions, maybe all three, have an estimated amount, but that's not even the amount that it would be. Yeah, there we go. We've got estimations in C. I don't think we have an estimation in D, and we do have one in E. But in order to proceed, we need a resolution from the body saying that we would like to proceed, and then once the settlement is actually completed, there would be a second set of resolutions to come back and amend the budget to receive those funds, if that makes sense. But I'm happy to answer any questions about this.
Do we have any questions for the city attorney on these settlements? Councilmember Pelli-Vonnegut.
Thank you. On item E, the third resolution, number 2 says, in addition to these abatement payments, several of the settlements allow states to receive free pharmaceutical products or cash in lieu of this product. Can you explain that sentence, please?
Sure. So the abatement portion is essentially paying us back for monies that we have expended. And by we, I mean all of the groups, or all the members of these groups. And then, especially for the generic manufacturers, and I won't get into the details of why it's difficult, but there are many generic manufacturers, and they didn't necessarily all just make the drug. They were involved in the chain of selling the stuff to make the drugs. So part of their settlement moving forward is to also provide into the future either free pharmaceuticals or money in lieu of that. And I think my understanding is that almost everybody is opting towards money in lieu of that. And I think that's where it's heading, but I don't know that until it's finalized. So, yeah.
All right. Do we have any further questions? Okay, then we will move item C. Vice President Carter.
Yes, I will make a motion for the resolution for C, law settlement participation on the Sandoz opioid settlement. Also, resolution lawsuit settlement D, participation of the Purdue Sackler opioid settlement agreement. And resolution E, the lawsuit settlement participation in the generic manufacturers opioid settlement.
Okay, we have a proper motion in place. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? Passes unanimously. Next, we're on to item F, which is a discussion, the Board of Ethics Rules and Procedures. And I believe we have Jim so graciously, yes, here to see us tonight and discuss these. We appreciate you coming.
Absolutely. I am the chair of your Board of Ethics.
Is your microphone on?
Aha, it was green, but not green. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I am Jim DeLine. I am the Chair of the City of Lansing Board of Ethics. And we were looking at our rules of procedure, which had not been updated since 1996. And there were several items in there that just did not age well. There were some typos that somehow made it into the final document. And so I noticed in your packet, you got our proposed version and not the old version. So unless any of you took the old version and the new version and compared them side by side, you probably won't even have any questions. So let me just highlight a couple things. First thing, page 1, it said that we could notify members of a meeting by fax. Wow, And so, of course, we changed that. Now it says, or other form of approved electronic communications. So that will cover email. Couple other things. We wanted, the old rules had the minimum notification of 18 hours to change a meeting. We didn't feel that that was enough, so we expanded that to 24. Other changes, a lot of it was just cleaning things up. We are the Board of Ethics, and all 6 pages, every time it mentioned us, it called us the Board of Ethics. Well, what we did was, we took item number 1 and we said, we are the Board of Ethics, further designated in this document as the board. I mean, come on. Other changes, nothing really. Well, there's one that you might be interested in. The city boards and commissions meet regularly, and pretty much everybody who's appointed to one of them or so knows the basics of Robert's Rules of Order. We don't know Masons. We changed our rules of procedure. We go by Robert's Rules of Order now instead of Masons. And, and Councilmember Palavanaglou will remember, we were always going by Robert's Rules of Order anyway, no matter what the rules of procedure said. So we changed that and brought that into the real world. That's pretty much it. Did anybody have any questions? Did anything jump out at you? Or?
Are there any questions from City Council? Appears not, Jim.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
We would appreciate your passage of our newly amended rules of procedure. Thank you.
Yep. All right, so that is just a discussion item. We actually don't pass that. We'll place it on file. Yep.
I will make a motion to place on file the Board of Ethics Rules of Procedure.
All right, we have a proper motion in place. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Passes. All right. Next, we are on to item G. This is the resolution on the budget priorities for fiscal year 26-27. This is simply a discussion, putting it at the forefront of people's minds to take a look at this. We need to pass this by October 1st, I believe. So our next meeting, we need to have a final.
September 29th. You actually have 3 meetings.
Okay, so September 29th will be the last meeting to have a final completed draft. We don't have to do anything with this tonight. This is more of you being aware that, hey, this is the time now. And there could be some touch-ups, especially from the different committees. I know, public safety, we got some of our requests, so we certainly would want to take a look at that. So are there any questions on budget priorities and rethinking these? I know that different boards have already started talking about them. Councilmember Hussein.
Well, so sorry. Are you sure? Okay. The vast majority of what we had last year was actually included into the budget, and so those are gonna have to be, stricken. As an example, the $75,000 for the feasibility study was added. So they're still working on, I think, actually executing that. Same thing with sidewalks. So they actually did increase the funding as requested. And there were a few others. We talked a little bit about sustainability manager, sorry, and how we grew capacity to kind of cover that. Yeah, so those are, I mean, and we wouldn't want to, obviously delve into the committees because they'll have respective conversations, but so many of this. And so we really appreciate the administration and not just taking these priorities seriously last year, but also providing us a document that demonstrates, how they addressed each and every one of those items. So a lot of this will be able to be cleaned up just by eliminating. Thank you.
And then I've got Councilmember Jackson.
Thank you. Just a comment, kind of an announcement for anybody on the budget priorities that wants to discuss in the EDI, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion framework, which arguably is pretty broad and can be expansive. But we have our committee meeting this Wednesday, and the item on the agenda is budget priorities. So it's Wednesday, the 10th at 4:30, right back here at City Hall. So if anybody's out there home listening and wants to be a part of the discussion, that would be a great time to have you if you're able to. And there's also remote if you can't make it in person. So I look forward to hearing from people. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Do we have any other comments? Okay, seeing none, this is just a discussion item, so there's nothing we need to do with that right now. There is no other, and we are adjourned at 5:47.
Huge rolling clouds of debris. You see people caked in white dust.